Good morning, students. In my last video, I have taught half of the story from English Reader, Chapter 5, Rikki, Tikki, Tavi. So first, let's take a quick recap of half of the story. Rikki, Tikki, Tavi was a mongoose. One day, a high summer flood flushed him out from his burrow. So with the help of wisp of grass, he reached the garden by kicking and clucking. He became very dirty and wet. A small boy Teddy and his parents took him into their house and wrapped him in cotton wool and warmed him over a little fire. In this way, they saved this little creature. So, mongoose are very curious animals. They always wanted to learn new things, and their aim is to run and find out. So, when Rikki opened his eyes, he jumped into Teddy's shoulder and started tickling him. Now, we will continue our remaining story. So, children, let's start. Rikki Tikki looked down between the boy's collar and neck, snuffed at his ear, and climbed down to the floor where he sat rubbing his nose. Good gracious, said Teddy's mother, and that's a wild creature. Suppose he's so tame because we have been kind to him. So underline this word snuffed. Snuffed means to smell something. Here it is describing about Rikki Tikki Tavi behavior. What he is doing? He looked at Teddy's collar and neck, and then he deducted smell at his ear, and then he went down to the floor and sat there and started rubbing his nose. So, good gracious is an expression of surprise. Mother was surprised. So, why she was surprised? Because mongoose was a wild animal, but it was so tame. Underline this word tame. Tame means friendly. Usually wild animals are very aggressive and they cause harm to human. But this mongoose was harmless. It was so friendly. She said, maybe the mongoose is very friendly and kind to the British family because they have been kind to him as they rescued him. Now come to next line. All mongoose are like that, said her husband. If Teddy doesn't pick him up by the tail and try to put him in a cage, he'll run in and out of the house all day long. Let's give him something to eat. They gave him a little piece of raw meat. Rikki Tikki Tavi liked it immensely. When it was finished, he went out into the veranda and fluffed up his fur to make it dry to the roots. Then he felt better. So here, what's Teddy father saying? All mongoose are harmless. They do not cause any harm to human. Then he said, if Teddy doesn't trouble the mongoose, it will happily roam inside and outside of the house all the day. Then he said, we should give him something to eat. So what they gave him? They gave him little piece of raw meat. Raw means uncooked. So children, we usually eat cooked food, but animal eat raw food, uncooked food, which he really enjoyed immensely means liked it very much. So after eating the meat, he went out into the veranda. So now what is veranda? Veranda is the place outside the house. So he went out of the veranda. What he did in the veranda? He fluffed up his fur. His fur became very wet. So he went outside to make it dry. So after keeping himself dry, he feel better. Then come to next line. There are more things to find about in this house, he said to himself, than all my family couldn't find out in all their lives. I shall certainly stay and find out. So what Rikki Tikki Tavi said to himself? He said that there are so many things to know about this house because the house is new place for him. So he wanted to know all the surrounding things. So what he said, I will stay here and look all the things. Okay, he spent all the day roaming over the house and nearly drowned himself in the bathtub. Rikki put his nose into the ink on a writing table and burned it on the end of the big man's cigar. All of it happened when he climbed up in the big man's lap to see how writing was done. So here what did Rikki do? He was roaming here and there. Roaming means moving here and there. So he was roaming here and there in the house. He went into the bathroom. He saw the bathtub. So he tried to see what is there in the bathtub and slipped inside the bathtub where he drowned in the water. So drowned means totally inside the water. So Teddy again saved him, picked him up from the water and saved him. Next, what he did? He went near the writing table. He saw a ink bottle to see what is there in the ink bottle. So what he did? He put his nose. He tried to smell that things. And it is so funny that all the inks has stick to his nose. It was looking so funny. Then he went near Teddy's father. What his father was doing? He was writing something. So Rikki climbed onto his lap and he wanted to see how to write. Then what happened? Rikki burnt his nose. Now children, you see here a cigar. A cigar has a spark of fire at its end. Some people had a habit of smoking and it is very bad habit. It is not good for health. But here Teddy's father has a habit of smoking. He kept the burning cigar on the table which has burned the Rikki nose. At nightfall, he ran into Teddy's nursery to watch how kerosene lamps were lighted. When he went to bed, Rikki Tikki climbed up too, but he was a restless companion. Rikki had to get up and attend to every noise all through the night and find out what made it. Teddy's mother and father came in to look at their boys, and Rikki Tikki was awake on the pillow. I don't like that, said Teddy's mother. He maybe bite the child. He'll do no such thing, said the father. Teddy's safer with the little beast than if he had a bloodhound to watch him if a snake came into the nursery now. But Teddy's mother wouldn't think of anything so awful. At nightfall means evening time when it gets dark. So children, what do we do when it gets dark during 6:30 p.m.? We switch on the light, yes? But this story is written in 1894 and there was no electricity or current during that time. They used kerosene lamp during the night time for light. So here Rikki ran into Teddy's nursery. Nursery means a room of kids. So Rikki ran into Teddy's room to watch how kerosene lamps were lighted. So when Teddy went to sleep on the bed, Rikki also followed him and climbed on the bed. But it was restless, means unable to take rest or sleep. Why? Because Rikki was hearing some noise. So he got up at every noise and went to see and find out what made that noise. That's why they are restless. And companion means person or animal with whom you spent a lot of time. Now children, who came inside Teddy's room when Teddy was sleeping? Teddy's parents. Teddy's fathers and mother. So they came inside the Teddy room. They saw Rikki was awakened, means not sleep. So what did Teddy's mother say? She said that she doesn't like Rikki sleeping in the Teddy's bed because it is a wild animal. He might bite the child and hurt Teddy. Then what Teddy's father said? He said that Teddy is safer with the beast. Beast means small animal, that is mongoose. Then if he had a bloodhound. So bloodhound means a large hound with keen sense of smell. So it is a breed of dog which has keen sense of smell. So why he is saying this? He say because if a snake come into the room, Rikki can easily fight with the snake and kill the snake and protect Teddy. So he feel Teddy is safe with mongoose than a dog. So Teddy's father was sure to have a Rikki as a pet animal at home. But Teddy's mother was not feeling so pleasant. She just hoped that mongoose wouldn't bring any harm to Teddy. So this was the story of Rikki Tikki Tavi. I hope you have understood this story. First, I will give you classwork. Now children, see here some hard words. You have to write it in your English reader copy. Valiant, weasel, scratch, scuttled, flood, ditch, kicking, clucking, funeral, draggled, sneezed, warmed, wrapped, choked, frightened, bungalow, curiosity, shoulder, frightened, tickling, snuffed, rubbing, creature, immensely, veranda, certainly, roaming, burnt, kerosene, companion, restless, lighted, bloodhound. Okay, so these are the hard words. You write it in your English reader copy. This is your classwork. And for homework, you read this chapter and complete all the word meaning which is given in the book and which I have discussed while explaining this chapter. Okay, you have to write all word meaning. Till then, thank you.